I was like, oh God, he doesn't sleep and I'm so tired. So in those early days, I would say I juggled it with, like, my mum would watch him for a few hours if I could go and get, because my business was established enough. I wasn't doing the long-term programs.
So how long had you been running the business then when you had Clay?
Oh God. Hobbyist-wise, so alongside the full-time job, probably 5 years. So I had enough of I'd been going long enough that the odd inquiry would come in. By no means was it a setup funnel that we all talk about nowadays. I didn't have like reams and reams of inquiries coming in, but they drip fed in enough that actually if I sold them, I could live. It was great. So it was that kind of position. And actually I'd left my job, so I'd left that paid employment and gone all in 7 months before having Clay. So I'd actually left that paid employment when I'd just found out I was pregnant.
So you had that kind of to factor in, like you hadn't long left that security. We were talking about paid employment jobs and whether they do give you the real security that we think they do. But anyway, that's probably an episode for another day. And you had a house renovation going on.
Yep.
And it was your first child.
Yep, yeah.
And you had to live apart from Darren when Clay was born.
Yeah, 8 weeks that ended up being.
So that's a long time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really understand how it feels properly, though, when you're living at somebody else's house and you've got, I suppose, more support. Well, I suppose you've got support in different ways, haven't you? Because is it true? Because I imagine it is. Like, when I'm ill, I want my mum. Even now, 43 years of age, I'm like, I want my mum. She makes everything better. So in your case, was that how you felt at that time?
No, I wanted to go home.
Oh.
I was really grateful for the support. And we ended up you know how, like, mum, they mither though, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
And it was all of this extreme stuff. And I'm like, oh, let me figure it out for myself. I'm quite an independent person, if you hadn't noticed.
Really?
And I was like, let me figure it out. Like, if I want help, I'll ask for it, type of thing. And then I ended up, or rather we ended up, me and my mum, constructing this I don't even know what you'd call it. It's like the sleep shifts. So the first half of the night, I would stay up and I'd watch TV with my dad downstairs, and I'd have Clay with me, and inevitably he'd like fall asleep in my arms, but I would stay awake. And then at midnight, I would go and so we'd send Mama Sharon, we'd send Sharon to bed at 6 p.m. I was like, right, you go get some sleep now, like 6 till 12, and then at 12 o'clock I'm going to come and wake you up so you can have the baby. And that's how we did it for like 6 weeks. And then when I got home, I was like, right, Darren, this is what we're doing, this is what works. And of course he's like, no fucking clue, because he hasn't been involved in this at all. He just kept coming for like visitation times.
6 till 8, you were allowed to?
Well, yeah, because he was trying to do all the building of the house. So it's like a whole big shock to the system. But inevitably, I did have that support at first to go, right, if I got an inquiry in, I'd sell it because I got pretty good at sales. And I'd say to Sharon, I was like, right, can you just watch him for 2 hours whilst I just nip out, go do this appointment, and I'll come back. And that's pretty much what I did.